Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of I Watch TikTok So You Don't Have To. Just kidding, that is not really the name of this video or series, but it definitely could be. I am well aware that a good chunk of my audience is not on TikTok. A lot of you have told me that you don't like TikTok. It's just another social media app for you to waste your time on, and I totally respect that. So what I've been trying to do is find tips and tricks and products that I've seen on TikTok through other creators that you may not have seen because you're not on that platform, but I think you would really use or appreciate, or basically I just think it's helpful information. So over here on YouTube, I have tested out a few products that have gone viral on TikTok with those products, and I have had bad experiences with those products. Today's product is a foundation that I'll admit I was skeptical about. It's not really made for my skin type, which by the way is oily. However, this product is so inexpensive, I couldn't resist at least giving it a try. I think I paid under $3 for it on Amazon. It is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. I use the shade Cream Beige. This product is cruelty-free and vegan and comes in 18 shades. There is also a matte formula, which one would think that someone with oily skin would prefer. And I could have sworn that I had tried that version in the past, but I looked through my foundation stash and I could not find it. So what I think I'm going to do is purchase that one as well and compare it, or perhaps mix the dewy and the matte together. But for now, we are focusing on the dewy version because I actually have found that it works on my oily, mature skin. And I'm thinking that it might be even better than the matte formula for someone with mature skin. Right now, I'm going to play a portion of the TikTok video that got me and thousands of other people to run out and purchase this.
This needs to be discussed. So today is the day that my makeup has been complimented more than any other day. And there's a monitor, and everyone kept asking the makeup girl, what did you do different to her makeup today? What's so different? You want to know what's so different? This is Wet n Wild Dewy Lumina Desert Beige. We used the other day's Chantecaille, and the feedback is that the Chantecaille is shiny, but the Wet n Wild is dewy. Now, on the day-to-day, you would never notice the difference. I never noticed because you just did that one thing. But when people are looking at a monitor and seeing me all day from one day to the next, they really notice, like, what is different today? This is what's different.
So there you have it, and you might recognize her face. That is Bethany Frankel of the Real Housewives of New York franchise on Bravo. She is also an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, now turned beauty guru. Her videos are all over TikTok. She's reviewing high-end products, drugstore products, giving her opinions on everything, and people are just loving it. So while I don't agree with some of her recommendations, I often think she doesn't give the product enough time to fully form an opinion. I also don't see her doing a lot of wear tests, but she's actually been raving about this foundation for a couple weeks now. Her opinion has not changed. She's been very consistent. I've been watching reviews from all different content creators of different ages, of different skin types, and they all love this foundation as well. Could this be the one? Could this be the one foundation that works for most women and is the most accessible? Well, I'm going to show you an application right now and then a few check-ins that I did while wearing this foundation. I wore it for a week straight, and there were some times that I forgot to do the check-ins, so you might notice that my makeup is a little bit different at the check-ins, but I swear to you they were all done on a day that I applied this foundation first thing in the morning and then went the amount of time that I will mention when I shot that footage that I will show you. Right off the bat, we had a pro and a con. The pro is the packaging is pretty nice. It actually looks somewhat high-end. The con is the applicator. I don't personally like a spatula applicator. I was going to check, and I will let you know if I do that in time to put up this video. I wanted to check and see if I had any pumps that would fit into this bottle. Maybe even if I cut it off if the other bottle was too long. What I'm trying to say is that I'm going to attempt to find a pump because I do not like this spatula, but that's just my personal preference. Back to the positives. The color match is amazing. On the day that I filmed this application, I did have a little bit of a self-tan left. It was a few days old. So this cream beige was perfect. Today, now that my self-tan has worn off, it is a little bit dark for me, so I do have to blend it down my neck and chest, but I don't see that as being a big deal. Some people do, some people want an exact match. The good news is this foundation is so affordable, you can most likely purchase 2 shades without breaking the family budget. I'm hoping you can tell from this footage that the foundation goes on beautifully. It's very spreadable and blendable, and it's medium coverage, buildable to full. If I go over the areas that I feel need more coverage with just a little bit more product, I can get nearly full coverage. But the great thing is how natural it looks. This is not going to be a foundation for someone who wants that full coverage, flawless, I have no imperfections, I look like I'm about to appear on stage type of look. And some people do like that. I used to love that look, honestly. I wanted no pores, no imperfections whatsoever. Now that I'm a little bit older, that look isn't so flattering on me anymore. So I actually have been trying out a lot more dewy foundations. The problem is having oily skin, they don't typically work because they're not as long wearing as I need them to be, because they already have a glow to them and they are hydrating. So the more moisture is in your skin, the glowier it tends to be. And when you're already very shiny, that's not necessarily something you want. So here is some footage of the foundation once it's fully applied. And now I'm gonna do some check-ins for you, and then I will come back and give you my final thoughts.
Okay, the foundation has been on for about 3 hours now, and I think you can tell I'm a little bit glowy, but not so bad. The glow is not as bad as it sometimes is with these dewy foundations. Usually, if I'm wearing a dewy foundation on my oily skin, I feel like I have to just remove it because it's already broken up and I just don't feel comfortable. I feel oily, but I just feel glowy right now. And if I added a little powder, maybe some MAC Blot powder, I could definitely keep going throughout my day. And I will keep going throughout today and show you what it looks like again in a few more hours.
Okay, I know I look absolutely awful here, but this check-in was done after having the foundation on for more than 12 hours. Yes, it did disappear from around my nostrils, but that happens with even long-wearing foundations after this amount of time. Yeah, obviously it doesn't look amazing on me at this point, but again, I am someone with oily skin wearing a dewy foundation. And honestly, it did look really good for quite a while. Overall, I think Wet n Wild knocked it out of the park with this foundation. Not only do I think the finish is beautiful, the coverage is beautiful, the price point is amazing. They have a decent color range. It's vegan, it's cruelty-free, it's readily available at your local CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Amazon. So please let me know in the comments if you have tried this foundation, if you plan to try this foundation, if you want me to do another review on the matte version, maybe comparing the two. Oh, one thing I almost forgot to say is if you are oily or very oily like me, I do recommend using a mattifying primer. And here are my 2 affordable favorites, one from Revlon and one from L'Oreal. I'm also not sure how well this particular formula would work on oily skin in a humid climate. I live in Las Vegas, it's very dry here, we have almost no humidity. So if you are someone with combo oily or very oily skin who lives in a humid climate, who has tried this foundation, please let us all know in the comments what your experience was. I always love to hear feedback from my viewers, and if you did enjoy this video, I really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I do upload new content at least twice per week, and you can find more content from me on Instagram under the same username, Risa Does Makeup, and I am also on TikTok under the username Risa Does Makeup. So if you are on TikTok, please follow me there as well. And by the way, I will have the rest of the makeup I'm wearing as well as my jewelry and bodysuit listed and linked down below in the description box. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.